China is trying to exploit a crisis of its own making. First, the virus from China hit economies. Now, investors from China are taking over companies. On this show, we've told you how governments in Australia and Europe are trying to check Chinese investments. Rules have been amended, scrutiny has been tightened. Now, we can add India to that list. India's market regulator SEBI has sought details of all Chinese investments. The story began with HDFC. On Monday, we had told you about the stock purchase that made headlines. China's Reserve Bank had bought shares in HDFC Ltd. It's one of the biggest lenders in India. The People's Bank of China now owns a little more than 1% of HDFC. The news raised concerns. While 1% is a small share, it does not really raise the risk of a hostile takeover, as some had feared. The fact that this is from China's central bank is worrying. In fact, the disclosure caught people by surprise. A lot of people were caught by surprise. China's central bank owned 0.8% of HDFC before. When the stock markets collapsed or fell and HDFC's share value tumbled, they bought more shares, the Chinese. Now, here's something that we must remember. Shareholding below 1% does not have to be disclosed. China's central bank was able to fly under the radar. It could buy shares worth more than 2,000 crore in a key financial institution in India, and this came to light only after the transaction. But that was last month. Things have changed now. China will not get a free pass anymore because India is stepping up its scrutiny of Chinese investors. As I said, India's market regulator SEBI will now watch all Chinese investments. SEBI stands for the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. It has come up with new rules. Transactions by Chinese companies and banks will be closely monitored now, especially when the value of a stock is at a historical low. SEBI has sought details of investments coming from China or via China into the Indian stock market. Investments from Hong Kong will also be under watch now. Both existing and new investments will be scrutinized. So why do we need to watch Chinese investments? Because the fear is that China may take advantage of the recent fall in markets. Buying more stocks would tighten China's grip on the Indian market. HDFC is only one company that we know about today, but the Chinese bought stocks in more Indian companies. We understand there are a total of 16 Chinese foreign portfolio investors registered in India, 16. One of them is the People's Bank of China. These investors have bought $1.1 billion worth of stocks in top-tier companies. But the exact level of Chinese investment in India is still not clear. Now the picture will become clearer with tighter scrutiny. Not just in India, but around the world. The coronavirus outbreak has unleashed a global recession. Assets around the world are available for a discount. And Chinese investors are going for the kill. Reports say they may raid the global markets and buy failing companies dirt cheap. This will extend Beijing's influence on the global economy. Australia and European nations have already stepped up their checks, as I told you. They have amended their laws to vet major foreign investments. And now India too is on the watch. It's a welcome move.